You've heard the saying, build it and they will come. Well, the Midtown Scholar proves that saying to be true. Located on 3rd Street in the Midtown section of Harrisburg, the Midtown Scholar has become one of the most successful independent booksellers on the East Coast. The man behind the success of the Midtown Scholar, owner Eric Poppenfuss, has created a business oasis here in the Midtown section of Harrisburg, an oasis that is leading to a block-by-block renaissance and that has created an arts corridor reconnecting the Midtown section of Harrisburg with the vibrant downtown scene. Sound interesting? Let's find out more about the Midtown Scholar. Eric, thanks for making some time to talk with us today. It's a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you.
The Midtown Scholar has had a huge impact on this neighborhood. Tell us a little bit about that.
My wife and I moved to Harrisburg over a decade ago, just fresh out of graduate school. We were thinking about becoming teachers. We had no money, but we had a great education. We bought a little Victorian row house, and the whole book business came about on our 3rd floor. We slowly filled it with books, and we began experimenting at that time with selling books online. This was right at the beginning of Amazon and of other online retailers beginning to sell used books. And it grew. It suddenly filled our whole house. And eventually we needed a space, and we moved out here to Midtown, a little way up the street in what was the old Midtown Post Office building, and that was our first store. It was a very humble store, had the offices for the internet business on the 1st floor and a walk-up shop, classic shop. And it was based on sort of our experiences as graduate students in New England and in San Francisco and Baltimore and New York, going to some of the great amazing used bookstores that many of which have sadly closed since then, but were really part of the attraction of visiting these places at that time. So we took little bits from our favorite stores, and we started small and humbly, and eventually we were able to expand here into this terrific new space. We've been here now for almost 2 years.
Eric, tell me about the secret to success here at the Midtown Scholar.
There's much talk about how bookstores in general are having a hard time. The e-readers are coming along. We try and sell the types of books that you don't find at Barnes & Noble and Borders. If you look around you on this entire floor is made up of books on artists and about artists and architects and photographers. Large format, really interesting scholarly books published from all over the world. Things that wouldn't make the shelf space at Barnes & Noble or Borders, but books that you really want to hold in your hand and see in person. We've got a lot of older and antiquarian and interesting books that we have as well. And these are the types of books that are in no danger of being replaced by e-readers, and they're books that you can't readily find. But the key to a bookstore, to me, in this day and age, is to create a community space. A space where people want to come and talk and interact and hang out and discuss books as much as to simply, you know, go into a mall and sort of buy something and leave. And I think that's been the key to our success. We've created essentially a 3rd space in the community, a space where you can get a coffee, see an art exhibit, listen to live music, have a book club or a sewing club or a writing club, engage in all sorts of different activities, and we are now in the heart of the new sort of Midtown district in Harrisburg, which has always been here, but has really shown a great renaissance and rebirth over the past few years. Yeah. We're directly across from the Broad Street Market, and we're in a renovated building that used to be an old movie theater. This used to be the Broad Theater, and people remember coming here back before World War II.
Eric, tell me a little bit about the clientele that you serve here at the Midtown Scholar and the importance of the business here to the local neighborhood.
We obviously cater to people from Harrisburg, from Dauphin County, from all of central Pennsylvania. And we have a lot of locals and a lot of regulars from both shores here. But part of our strategy has been to position ourselves as a tourist destination. Our major marketing campaigns are on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. If you go to a hotel in, you know, Lancaster in the middle of Amish country, you'll find our brochure. You'll find it in Baltimore. You'll find it in Philadelphia. And we believe in this age of fewer and fewer independent, interesting bookstores, the book lovers out there are willing to travel further and further. So it wouldn't be surprising on a day to find somebody here from Michigan or from, you know, visiting friends from South Carolina. We are, after all, at Harrisburg, a transportation center. We're very close to the Turnpike, close to 81, close to 83. And this has really helped because It's the book enthusiasts who come, who buy books by the foot, by the stack, by the, the box load. We're happy to have you come in and buy a single book or just have a cup of coffee or buy no books at all. But we are also one of the premier bookstores in the United States, period. And we've sold over 1 million books, online since we started here a decade ago, both online and in the shop. And people know us. People, every time they've bought a book, they find the address, they come to our website, they learn more about us, and they want to come in person. So we have loyal customers that have been buying from us for years that will drive long distances, cross country, make it a part of their plans to come visit here at the bookstore.
Now, you've created a really successful model here at the Midtown Scholar. Give me just a couple of components of that model.
Right. We're trying to revitalize an entire neighborhood, an entire district. It wasn't enough for us just to come in and take a single building, renovate it, and think that that would be enough. Instead, what we did is we purchased the entire corner of this block, 3 different properties, and a parking lot. We renovated what used to be a store that sold cigarettes and cell phones. We turned it into an organic grocery. And then in an old thrift shop that was on its last legs, we brought in a new hip urban gallery next door. And then we took this, which was a building in which the roof had literally collapsed and the drop ceiling was, leaking water everywhere. We ripped it out. We put in the skylights that you see. We created a beautiful space. We painted all 3 of the properties, repaved the parking lot, did wonderful things to the streetscape and the signage, and now you have the full experience. You can feel safe, you can feel comfortable walking from your car, walking from the Broad Street Market, coming in to visit. And that's part of the success is changing the way people look at urban spaces and feel and interact. We're pedestrian friendly, we're easily accessible, we're readily located, and we're in a great part of the city which is very mixed use. So we've got a lot of Midtown residents and others that walk, but we're also on the main bus line. And Midtown is perhaps the most diverse neighborhood in all of Harrisburg. So people come here from all walks of the city, from all walks of the county and the region, and they're all looking at different things, but they're able to do it in one place.
Tell me about your recipe for success here at the Midtown Scholar and how that might impact other business owners.
Key components of recipe success is programming, making sure that you do relevant programming. We do everything from politics to music to forums on the civic debt or the school district to urban issues to plays and theater and an improv group, which is going on right now on the stage behind us. We bring people in for all sorts of different reasons, and then we also encourage neighborhood groups and book clubs and all sorts of people to use this as their space at no charge. And that's been the key to getting people in regularly. And once they're in, the Wi-Fi, the good coffee, the nice place to work really keeps them here.
Now, how would you advise someone who's thinking about opening a business here in the Midtown area?
I would always advise a young business entrepreneur to try and own their property rather than rent. We have a lot of problems in Harrisburg where you have a lot of absentee landlords and rents are unreasonable, and if you're just renting, maybe you wouldn't do the full transformation on a building that you get when you have somebody who actually owns it and lives in town and is invested in the community. So I say live where you work, own your building, hire well, and create an attraction which is a place where people want to come and mix and mingle.
Eric, you've created a winning formula for success here at the Midtown Scholar. You've had a huge and positive impact on the neighborhood. Tell me about your plans for the future. Do you have plans to sort of take this recipe for success to the next level?
Yes, I'm running for Dauphin County Commissioner, and I'm doing that because I feel that the key to revitalizing Dauphin County is creating jobs and inspiring people to know that that this city and this region can really bounce back from the sort of economic precipice that we're in. You know, when we built this bookstore, it was in the midst of the economy imploding and collapsing, and yet we knew that if you did something well, and you had a vision and a mission that that people would still come. And I think we can take that sort of positive attitude, an attitude which also understands how to create jobs and to do things with a budget and to treat employees well and to basically show Dauphin County as a wonderful place to have your business and a wonderful place to live. We can really take Dauphin County to the next level in terms of revitalization. So it's moving from business to the larger political arena, but it's applying to politics the same lessons that I've learned in business. And we need more of that.
Be sure to visit our friends at the Midtown Scholar Bookstore and Cafe. They're at 1302 North 3rd Street in Harrisburg, now open 7 days a week. You can call them at 717-236-1680 or visit their website, midtownscholar.com.